Okay, let's see what we got. Why is my chroma key off? Gee whiz. You know, you think you have everything right. Let's see. Something happened. Some lighting changed in here. What lighting changed? Let's just try a little of this. Start there. And we will crop that out. And maybe we can crop a little of that out. Oops, what happened to my left arm? How did it get cropped out? Maybe it's cropped out in this shot. 1 second. Desktop capture, Logitech, crop X. There we go. Yeah, I got my arm back. All right. So, is this thing working? Yeah? All right, just checking. Let's see. So, Tommy's here. Rudy's here. And I saw Ty earlier. Simple Media Solution is here. Over on Facebook, James is here. Ken is here. Tim is here. Hey, Tim. How you doing, bud? Look forward to seeing you in a couple of months in Las Vegas. Chris is here. Jens is here. Jens, are you going to make it to NAB? Maybe, maybe not. Addison's here. James is here. Chris, John, Kevin, loving it. Oh, man. Martin K. Awesome. Chris Morton is here watching Facebook and YouTube. That's great. Kenny's here. Ken Richards here. Awesome, babe. Marie, don't you dare start that. Just don't even start. Mork is here. Hey, Mork. First timer. Kevin is here. Welcome, Kevin. James is, looks like James is in both groups. John Thompson is here. All right. Daniel Wright. Afternoon. Welcome. Yes, indeed. He looks like it's filling up here. So how is my audio? No, seriously. Seriously. Except for Marie. Anybody else but Marie can answer. I don't trust her right now. Yeah. What? Can you speak up a little bit? Oh, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. So today's going to be interesting. Today is going to be interesting because we're trying about 17 different new things all at once, which of course you should never do unless you're an idiot. That's right. So Ken's watching from Northern California on Facebook. That's right. So I've got an overhead camera mounted. I took my believe it. I mean, this is the wrong tool for the job. Thank you, Tommy. I was waiting for that one. I took my PTZ Optics 30X and I hung it from the ceiling. I guess we have about a 9-foot ceiling here. Might be 10. Yeah, it's probably between 9 and 10. And I hung it on a little clamp that had a post on it, and in the post is a 1/4-20 thread. So I took a piece of 1/4-20 bolt. Hey, Ronald Wallace, Daphne, Alabama. Great. Marie says, no, Tom. The sound is great. Thank you very much. Ronald is just right up the street from me. That's too cool. We got to have a cup of coffee sometime. So anyway, I went to the hardware store and bought a 1/4-20 bolt and cut the head of it off. So I had essentially a 1/4-20 stud, and I put that up in the ceiling bracket and then screwed the camera to it. So it's just sort of dangling up there. Here's the shot. Let's see if I got the shot for you. There's the shot. So you can see the camera dangling, and it's pointed down, but it's pointed down at the table because we're going to do an unboxing today, so I had to get a table in there. Thank you, Drumline Media. Jerry says, Tom, your audio is out of sync with the video. Well, Jerry, I have a solution for that. Close your eyes. No, seriously. Let's see. Maybe I should have delayed the audio just a tad. Yeah, let's see. Let's delay it just a little bit and see what happens. See if that's any better. Okay. John says audio is a few frames out of sync here. Okay. So Eric's here. Welcome, Eric. Eric is from the Pulling Radio Network, Tractor Pulls. That's very cool. Abdul is here. Welcome. Glad to have you. And we're going to show Ron Wallace's post from Ballin' Down South. It's a football show, mostly. No, I guess you guys have basketball also. Oh, I get it. Maria's talking about Big Bang Theory. All right, so that's the studio setup. And I've had the challenge, of course, of Daniel Wright says, sync look fine to him. Thank you very much. I did adjust it 83 milliseconds. Why 83? Because the slider ended up at 83. So we're reviewing the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus. Whoever named that thing, I gotta have a talk with them. That is nowhere to name a product. I mean, name it Shazam, but don't name it the Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus. I mean, that's what it is, but you know, gee whiz. Franco is from Rio. Welcome, glad to have you. So we're going to be doing an unboxing today, and the unboxing is going to be a literal unboxing, i.e. I haven't opened the box to play with it. Hey, Clint's here. Hey, Clint, glad to have you. So we're going to cut the seal on the box, and then we'll unbox it. We'll look at it real closely, and then if we have time, we'll actually plug it in and play with it. I think we'll have time for that. I need to get another cable. Let me see if I can get a cable, and it's PoE. Oh, darn it. Darn. Best laid plans of mice and men. Anyway, we'll see if we can work it out. So that's what's coming up. And, something else that I thought was fun while we're still in pre-show here. We haven't started the show yet. You saw we'll go back to this video here. This picture. And you see I've got the camera hanging from the ceiling, but the way I have it hanging, the table, which is directly underneath it, is upside down. So when I go to try to show something, it's upside down. So I said, okay, well, vMix can flip that image. And I found out to flip the image, get this, to flip the image, it's the vMix rotate, the Z control, and in Z, yeah, I'm about ready to disappear. Something's going on with the lighting today. Anyway, this is just a pre-show, so don't pay no attention. So the Z control, if you set it to pi, it turns at 180 degrees. That's pretty cool. So, I use 3.14 because that's all of pi I can remember. Andre's here. Welcome. Ronald says he's putting together a live stream show called The Interview by Ballin' Down South, and he already has a sponsor for the show. Oh, that's outstanding. The show will have interviews with high school basketball athletes and coaches. Good job. And, down here in southern Alabama, high school basketball is not what it is in other parts of the country. So hat tip to Ronald for getting it done. Great. Yeah, we need to get together and chat. All right, let's see. Michael Graves says, I expect that camera can flip the image itself. Oh, yeah, but what fun would that be? Oh, John Thompson knows pi to 5 digits. It sounds like a challenge. Who knows? And you can't cut and paste. You got to just type it. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, it's because we've got 2 different chats going today. This is the YouTube chat. And so those are the comments in YouTube, but we're also getting some chats in the Facebook. The Streaming Idiots section, and then let's see it. We'll turn over to the Eastern Shore Broadcasting page and see if, no, we don't have any chats over there, but that's okay. We don't have any there. Comments, I guess is what it would be called. So y'all are welcome to join us watching the YouTube feed. It's at easternshorebroadcasting.com, right down there at the bottom. And you can get in on the chat that's going to be kind of the one that we're watching during the show. Video call-in show. Well, that's an interesting name. And yes, indeed, you can flip you can flip the image, and you can also mirror the image, which are not the same thing, by the way. All right, so let's move over to the other studio. This is the pre-show studio. This is the control desk, and we'll get the show going. So let's go over to this shot here, and I'll take my notes with me, and we'll mute this mic and enable the other mic. Okay, now where does this need to go where it's out of sight? Yeah, I pulled a mouse over here, a second mouse over here, so I could try to work on my color, and it also allows me to do a few things. I've got a multi-view up here. There we go. And I've dragged a couple of things over the multi-view, like the color correction, so that I could get that done. So, let's see. I can almost see the chat from here. Tom, could you something while changing something? Jerry, hang on a second. Let me see the chat. Let's try. Could you play the intro video while changing sets? Well, yeah, I could. Well, what fun would that be? I thought you guys might be interested in seeing kind of what's going on behind the scenes. I mean, this is a show about live streaming, so let's just peel back the veneer, peel back the fluff and show what it really looks like. Pay no attention to that mess on the side. All right, so let's start the show, shall we? Let's start the show, and how do we do that? I think we do it this way. Sit tight. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome. I'm Tom Sinclair, and this is Streaming Idiots. I'm so glad you're here today. Really excited about the show. We've got a special box that our friends at Magewell sent us, and yeah, we're not the first ones to do this, but we're getting there. And it still has the seal on it. I mean, I didn't break the seal. This is going to be a true unboxing. Not a fake unboxing where we unboxed it, played with it, and then put it back in the box and boxed it again. So you'll get to see the real thing as it happens. But first, don't forget, let's see, I've got my handy dandy X keys here today, and I've added some more buttons to it. Dan will be delighted to see I added 4 more buttons to it so that I can control some of the aspect, and we'll get into that in a second. But here we go. Right up in front of me, I'm looking at a multi-view of vMix. And so I've got the first 8 inputs across the bottom, and then preview and program. And then I've got buttons here on my keyboard that correspond to buttons 1 through, or to inputs 1 through 8. So for example, number 2 tells us that we need to save the date. And that's right, that date is April 9th. Let's try that one again. Didn't come all the way in. Yeah, and it's making the video a little glitchy. I got to get a better video card. You would think somebody that builds PCs for other people would have decent stuff, but I've still got a 750, not even a TI, with 1 gigabyte of RAM memory. So I guess that's a redundant. Anyway, so I need to work on that. But the date is April 9th. That's the Streaming Idiots meetup at NAB. I was talking with Tess Protesto at PTT Optics this morning. She was snowed in, so we had a little video chat. Not that she would have been here anyway. But the idea was that PTZ Optics is going to be hosting the Streaming Idiots meetup at NAB at their booth at NAB. So that's going to be cool. Their booth number, if you want to make a note, is C3326. And there'll be special passes because it's going to be kind of a post-show, kind of like a post-show, exactly. It'll be a post-show. And so if you come in, you'll need the special badge in order to stay. And if you're not there already and you show up, you'll need the special badge in order to get in. And we'll work out the details for where you can get the badges. My guess is that we're gonna ask some of the companies that Eastern Shore Broadcasting does business with to help sponsor the meetup again this year and provide prizes and things like that. And so what we'll do is probably put some of those tickets that you'll need to get in at those different booths around NAB. So when you pop by the vMix booth, for example, we're hoping they'll be a sponsor again this year. There'll be somebody like me there that can give you a ticket to the Tuesday night event. So this is obviously something that you'll only be able to get tickets for Monday and Tuesday because the event is Tuesday night, April 9th. So that's save the date, April 9th, NAB. I'm going to preach it because you're going to get tired of hearing it, but then there's always somebody that says, well, Tom, I missed it. I didn't realize when it was. The location is going to be really fun, and the location is going to be in the Central Hall, the PTZ Optics booth in the Central Hall, which is booth C3326. And you'll also want to, of course, come visit me at the vMix booth, which is in the South Lower Hall, 7927. You can see that blue dot in the bottom right-hand corner, and that's where I'll be. So I'm hoping you'll come visit me at the vMix booth and go by the PTZ Optics booth for the Streaming Idiots meetup on April 9th. That's April 9th. Save the date. Oh yeah, one other thing that I almost forgot about is that you can get free passes. Yes, that's right, free passes to the show, to get into the show. vMix has got some, PTZ Optics has got some, Magewell have got some. But the date, I believe, the shutdown date to get a free pass is going to be, I thought I had it in my notes, but I think it's March 22nd. But don't wait. Go ahead and register for the show and pick up your pass and use one of these codes. I think every sponsor gets 100, 200, 300 different passes to the show. So if one of those is all used up, go on to the next one, and they'll all appreciate having you use their passes to get into the show. We're doing a special show today. We've got our regular set, but we've changed it just a bit. That is to say, we've added a table here. We've put a PTZ Optics camera hanging from the ceiling there. It's probably more bang for the buck than what you need. It's a PTZ 30X cam. It's coming in NDI, so the lip sync may not be quite spot on because we're actually using this cam, which is the Ada ultra high definition UHD 4K cam, the 100 UHD 400, that is going HDMI out of the camera into our second PC. And I ought to make a map of all this. Boy, that we would love that. It's going into the second PC, into the Blackmagic 4K capture card, the little mini recorder 4K, and then going out of that PC into our production PC over NDI. It's about 170 megabits per second as a 4K image. Coming into our second PC where we're zoomed in just a tad, I think, but we're only taking it essentially as a 1080p image, or at least it's only being output 1080p. And so that's using a little, well, I have to think about that for a second. No, I think this camera up here is actually coming in directly to our first PC, NDI HX. So we've got NDI HX above us, true NDI coming in from PC to PC right there. And then, of course, we're talking about an NDI device here. And you're like, Tom, you're beating around the bush. Yes, I am. I'm beating around the bush, but just beating around the bush just a little bit. Because there are two other things that I have to remember to do. Oh, yeah, blue one. And this is, we ordered a while back a slew of Marshall cameras, the little box cam like this. And we sold off most of them, and just for one reason or another, the Marshall just didn't seem to fit with the offering that we wanted to make to the live streaming community. But if you like one, we've still got a few left. It is the Marshall CV502. These are open boxes because we've opened them, we've played with them a little bit, but we were real careful with them. We didn't do anything. It's an SDI output, and it's a sweet little camera. It just wasn't what most of our clients needed. So we haven't pursued that anymore, but it has the full manufacturer's warranty. It's a $499 value. You can get it today. I feel like I'm on QVC. You can get it today for $375. It's in our store at easternshorebroadcasting.com, and you can get it today for sure. Okay, enough Marshall stuff. We might do the full infomercial later, but let's get into the unboxing. So this is the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus. All right, well, the Pro part, I get, they want to be professionals. The convert part means that it converts something to something else. In this case, it converts HDMI, even 4K on HDMI, to NDI, not NDI HX, but NDI, the full NDI, the full boat NDI video. Yeah, that's right. So it's taking 4K HDMI and converting it to NDI, full NDI video over the network. Now, again, the network traffic for 4K is probably not 4 times 1080p. 1080p network traffic on full NDI is about 100 megabits per second, maybe 120, depending on how much motion you've got, how many different color changes you have, how many times the pixels change. But with the 4K, for some reason, as it converts it to HDMI, the 4K HDMI NDI signal, once it becomes NDI, again, is only about 170 to maybe 200 tops. I haven't tried it I haven't tried it at all because I haven't opened it yet. So let's just open it. What do you say? We're just going to open it, get it done with, and we'll see. All right, so we've got a camera here that looks down from above. So there it is. Whoa, scroll right out. Yeah, there we go. And let's zoom in just a little bit. Notice how I'm still in the picture so we can still talk together? Yeah, you don't care about that. I get it. That's okay. All right, so I've got a razor knife here. By the way, you cannot use these on an airplane. They won't let you take them on an airplane. Yep, I've tried by that accidentally. So it's a very nice box. You like the box. Has a silver seal. Enough about the box. Let's break the seal. Ooh, yeah. Okay. So that's the box. And we're going to open the box. And the first thing we notice is It's not fancy. It's functional. That's okay. We've got a Ziploc storage bag, like an open Ziploc storage bag, like you would have in your kitchen. And in the Ziploc storage bag is some stuff. Looks like a 120 volt to 5 volt USB converter, a DIN converter. This is probably for the PTZ and tally light control. And then another Ziploc storage bag. This one's closed. That is for USB 2. You say USB 2? Tom, how can it do USB 2? Well, it's just for power. Just for power. We'll get to that part in just a second. Okay, so now push the box out of the way. We have a nice envelope here, and the envelope has the same information on it that the outside of the box does. It has serial number, UPC, and the EAN number, and the very nice titling there. Okay, and so let's see. Let's go and pull out this rascal. Should we expect another Ziploc storage bag? Nope, we don't get it. Aha, and there it is. There it is. Let's push those out of the way for just a sec. And we'll come in just a little tighter and take a look. Now, when I first saw this, I thought it looked like the front of a Nissan automobile. Doesn't that look like the logo on a Nissan, front of the Nissan? Actually, it's a little grilled cover, and there's a fan in there. And I can see the fan. It's not turning, of course, because nothing is happening with it. And I'm going to spin 1/4 turn. And speaking of quarters, there's a 1/4-20 threaded jack. And then a little slot here. We'll have to look up and see what that little slot is. And then, of course, ventilation holes. And we'll turn it again. And there's the back of it. I would imagine, based on the heft of this, that this outside, even though it's got a fan on it, the outside still functions as a little bit of a heat sink. And now we're going to come back another 1/4 turn. And let's spin it around so we can see what the words say. And you notice we've got a dial in the middle to set. And then over here it says preview. And I don't know if you can see, but right to the left of preview is an LED. One would think it would be green. And then over here, the word program, and to the right of that, an LED. So that's going to be our tally light function in this device. Okay, so we're going to turn it again. And this is one of the business ends of it. There we go. We'll get a good focus there. And so this is going to be the USB connection simply for power. USB is not going to be doing anything but powering it. It's marked with the USB logo on the top and plus 5V on the bottom. So that gives you an idea. Yep, it's going to take the 5 volts that USB can provide. Next is an RJ45 Ethernet jack, and it says ETH plus PoE. So obviously we wouldn't be using both USB and PoE, but having PoE, wow, that means we're literally running one cable to it, and that one cable is Ethernet, and that's supplying power and control and running data and all that other stuff. Okay, let's flip around to the other side. And this is another business end. So we've got HDMI input, PTZ and tally light output. Even though it's got its built-in tally lights, it's got the ability to output to a tally light device, and then HDMI output. All right, that's pretty cool there. So the idea is with this guy that he is going to be able to take an HDMI input that can be all the way up to 4K and convert that to full NDI. It's powered by USB 2 or PoE. The PTZ control is going to be Visca control. So it does not appear, at least not at this point, to use the NDI control like you might use with the NewTek NDI Studio Monitor app that is a free download from NewTek. So you cannot control a PTZ through this using NDI. You would have to use a Visca control. It does have the loop back. It is 6G 4K 30. It has DHCP, and it has a oh, well, yeah, we'll get into that in just a second. We've also got, I think, a shot here of some of the features. Yeah, I think this is just what we reviewed, the mounting hole. Oh, and there we go, the SD card slot. That's what's on the side here is the SD card slot. So this is going to be an SD card slot right there. And then we've got Tally Preview, the rotary switch Tally program, HDMI output, an output indicator. I didn't notice that earlier. Yeah, let's take a look right here. And there. So we've got right there to the left of the word PTZ, you can see it right there. It's going to be the input indicator, and then over there is another LED light as the output indicator. Well, that's pretty cool. And that's pretty well the features on it. Interesting to note, and it's hard to say if what I've gotten is just what might come to a reseller like Eastern Shore Broadcasting, or whether this is the consumer pack that you might get if you were to purchase this from me. I'll get some clarification on that and see if there's anything else. There were no instructions, no CD or DVD or thumb drive or SD card or anything like that in the box. No indication that it required drivers or didn't require drivers or anything like that. The assumption, I would think, is that somebody that buys a high dollar, yeah, it's $1,000. It's $999 for this guy right here. And you can see by my hand about how big it is. It's probably the same dimensions as an iPhone, and probably about twice as thick, and definitely pretty hefty. I mean, it's a good aluminum, hard aluminum cover. You can see the thickness of the cover right there, so that's pretty durable. And then I bet the fan is what it requires the power for. Because they're regular USB converters. Well, I guess the USB converters would be powered by USB. So there is an interface that you can get to by putting the IP address for this guy in. And let's see if we can't figure out a way to hook all this stuff up. How are we doing on time there? Don't have a timepiece around. I took my clock. I had a clock up there on the multi-view, but I took it down so I would have room for something else, and then forgot to put it back. All right. Well, this is an idiot show. Okay, so let's just see if I can't knock together enough stuff right now to get this guy going. So be patient with me. And I'm going to go get a cable. So don't go anywhere. Be right back. And if anybody shows up and they're going, why is Tom showing an empty room? Just tell him he'll be right back. He'll be right back. Just be patient. All right? Hang on a second. Be right there. Okay, got some Ethernet cable, so that's good. Not a little more than we need. That's okay. I keep meaning to put a PoE switch in here, but I haven't done that. It'll be on my list. Patience, patience. Don't go anywhere. Okay, let's see if we can power this rascal. I guess we need to plug a camera in it somehow. All right, it's kind of like Christmas where you're literally unwrapping everything, but I didn't do any of this beforehand. The whole idea was that everybody got to see exactly what it looked like out of the box. So let's see what happens when we do this. Aha, a little blue light came on. Can you see that blue light? No, you can't. Okay. Let's do that. And we're going to take the Ada camera that you can't see right here, which is 4K HDMI, and we're going to disconnect that and plug that in here, and then we'll see where we go from there. So sit tight. We're going to disconnect the camera. Don't try this at home. It probably won't work. Getting there. Be patient. Don't go anywhere. Okay. HDMI. HDMI in. And no light. All right, so let me get back here to the desktop and we'll look and see what we can see on that. And then we'll go back over to the PC and see what we see there. So we've got HDMI input here. Whoops, where's our shot? There it is. And RJ45 and USB here. And I don't know if you can see the little blue light down there. That's the indicator. Yeah, there it is. A little blue LED right there to indicate that we have power to the device, but there is no indication. Where is it? There we go. There's no indication on the HDMI part that we have power there. The fan is not on because probably nothing's happening. So let's go fire this guy up in vMix, and I'll go back over to the control booth and we'll see what we can find. And yeah, you see that camera, that chair is empty because that's the camera that was pointed at the chair. So let's try to walk through the studio without disconnecting anything. I realized this morning that this is sort of a testing studio. Yeah. We have to clean it up a lot to have real clients in. Okay, so back over here, and let's just, for the sake of argument, for the moment, we're going to go to the pre-show. Pay no attention to the pre-show portion. But we are looking for, I need to show you my desktop. So let's add an input in vMix that is the desktop. And we'll just capture this display here, the whole thing. There we go. And so I'll show you this display. All right, so pay no attention to what's going on in the top right-hand corner. That's the output that goes off to infinity. What I want to show you is that we're going to add an input, and you're seeing all this live. I mean, I haven't tested this to make sure it's going to work or anything like that. We're going to go to NDI, and we're looking for anything. This one right here at the top is going to be the second PC. This is the first PC, and this is the overhead PTZ cam. So I don't see that this guy is on the network. Let's do a little troubleshooting and make sure that everything is checked. The LAN LEDs are off. Well, let's check that. Maybe I didn't plug that in well. Hang on a second. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Could we have a bad cable? We could have a bad cable. Let's, I've got a shorter cable. Let's see if we can use a shorter cable. Sit tight here. Don't go anywhere. Still don't go any there. Getting close. All right, got a cable plugged into the switch. Cable plugged into the Magewell. No lights. Well, that's interesting. All right, well, let's go back to a shot where we can see something. Yeah, tried two cables. Neither one of them worked. And are you using a USB extender for powering the unit? Yeah, I am. Let's try not doing that. Hang on a second. Wish I had PoE here in the studio. I've got it everywhere else that I play. But let's come off of that. Let's see if we can't come straight into a USB back here. Don't go anywhere. Okay. That was it. Can't use an extension. That was a great idea. Who had that idea? Ba-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Whistler. Okay, very good. All right, so now we've got that. Let's try again. We'll go back to our desktop capture, and we'll add an input, NDI input, and here's something that says Pro Convert. Look at there. There we go. So we'll bring that image up. That's the same camera there. And let's see. Let's go into Task Manager and see what our network is. So right now we're receiving 340 megabits per second, and we're sending 108. And that's good. Okay, so we'll see that and slide that out of the way. And I'm going to check the second PC over here and see what that does. I don't think I can screenshot that, or at least if I can, it would take longer to screenshot it than just to look on the Task Manager and see. The second PC is sending the 4K and receiving 120, excuse me, yeah, sending the 4K. What does it say? Oh, it's just sending a blank page. Okay. All right. But it's receiving 128 megabits per second from the first PC, and then it's taken that, which is this show right here, and streaming it. All right. So, in theory, if this is what I think it is, then we should be able to go back over and sit in that chair and finish the rest of the show. First, we need to create a shortcut so we can get back to that shot. So let's create a quick shortcut here. We've got a few shortcuts we're working with, and we'll add one for a big button, and we'll just make it a quick cut and make it to input number 76. There we go. And let's just make sure that that button isn't shared by anything else. Nope, looks like that's the only place for it. Okay. So we can cut to that shot. Great. And that shot, of course, shows a chair that is a camera that's not working any longer. So let's go back on over to the other table and see how we did. All right, so let's recap what we've learned, shall we? Number one, open the darn box ahead of time. But I mean, how much more real can you get? Number two, don't do stupid things like using USB extensions. It would have been nice to have tried this. Yeah, and I can't get it back out here because it's not long enough. It's plugged directly into the PC right there. Let's see if we can get on this camera. Yeah, there we go. So here we've got 4K coming from the Ada UHD 100, HDMI over to the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus. It's being it's being powered by USB 2 directly from PC number 2 over there. It's converted into, that's where the word convert comes from, converted to full NDI I guess we have to say full NDI now because so many people are calling NDI HX, they're calling it NDI. Don't know. Can you tell me how's the lip sync? I haven't adjusted the lip sync. I think I had about 100 milliseconds going for the Ada camera through the Blackmagic 4K card. Now I'm going from the Ada camera to the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus. We got to come up with a short name for it. Can't call it a dongle because it's not really a dongle anymore because it doesn't dangle anymore. Anyway, so and it's coming in HDMI to my switch, which means it's now available to anything on my network, which is only 2 PCs right now. And then it's coming into my production PC. Oh, I can do this. Hey, there we go. All right. And Daniel says the sync looks fine. Very good. I can't see much of the chat. It's a little too far away from me right here. But, okay, so that's a for real unboxing. I mean, that's literal unboxing, warts and all. What did I do wrong? Well, I was trying to take shortcuts. It wasn't a bad cable, even though I got a second cable. It was the fact that I was trying to plug this little guy into essentially an extension cord, and that 5 volts just couldn't travel that distance on that extension cord. Maybe if I'd put a hub up here, and hey, can I do that? Hang on a second. Let me see. Because I want to, no, we can't do that. Can't do that. So it's going to be interesting to set up the tally lights, to set up some of the other features in the IP dashboard, and I'll try to do that later and maybe post another video that's not live of what that looks like. Yeah, who is that? Somebody is up there. Michael Graves says that you're going to chip in and get me a PoE switch. Actually, the PTZ Optics camera up there, that one right up there, is PoE, but it's PoE on a just one of those little PoE adapters, because I just haven't gotten around to getting a PoE switch in here yet. I had one at home that I used at home, but it was a 100 meg PoE switch. When I bought it, I didn't read the directions. Bad habit of that. Didn't read the technical data on it, and missed that it was a 100 meg switch. What good is a 100 meg switch PoE in this world? I guess it'll run some things, but it's not gonna be what I need it to be. Anyway, so that's the deal. That's the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus. Now, you're thinking, golly, I sure would like one of those, Tom, but can't you make me an offer that I can't refuse? I can make you an offer that you can't refuse. Well, you probably can, but you can go to easternshorebroadcasting.com. Now, let me say right now, Magewell has a strict MAP policy, manufactured advertised price. And I cannot advertise this or even say a price that's 1 penny lower than their MAP price, which is $9.99. That's right, $999. But that doesn't mean that I can't give you something with that. Now you're going to say, Tom, you're just so generous. I'm like, well, I'm generous, but I'm not that generous. If you want to buy one of these today, I'll we've already tried this one out. I can send it to you, or I can send you a factory fresh one. But I'll also give you a vMix basic HD license, a value of $60. Or if you need an update to vMix, you can use that same $60 for a vMix update. Or if you want to upgrade your vMix from the HD edition to the 4K edition or something like that, I'll apply that $60 towards the upgrade. So all sorts of cool things you can do there. And that is if you use the code. Do I have that code as a graphic somewhere? Nope. I don't. Doggone it. All these things you're supposed to think about. Anyway, all right, so if you use the code PC for Pro Convert, PC vMix, PCVMIX, PC vMix, if you use that code when you check out in my store at easternshorebroadcasting.com, when you put in your basket, in your buggy, as we call them down here in the South, you put in your buggy a Magewell Pro Convert. I got to keep looking at it so I get the name right. Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus for $9.99, and you put in your buggy a vMix Basic HD for $60, and use the code. What's the code? Repeat after me. PC for Pro Convert. PC vMix. If you put that code in there, PC vMix, it will give you back the $60. Now you say, well, Tom, I really want to apply the $60 to something else. Well, just do that and then send me an email and say, Tom, I want to buy this other thing and get $60. So we'll do that. Or if you just want that license, that's cool too. A lot of times it's nice to have a vMix Basic HD license hanging around so that you can give it to a friend so that you can have a vMix to vMix. Excuse me. Goodness, am I boring you? I must be boring me. Anyway, if you want that license, it's there. You can buy the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus. And Ken, by the way, Ken just bought one yesterday. If you tell me what you want, and that deal goes for you too. We'll make it retroactive for you. Now, we're also having a contest today, and if you've hung around this long and you're waiting for the contest, we're going to do the contest in the post show so that I can get up there and read the chat a little bit better. But if you watch the show, I appreciate so much you watching, whether you're watching live now on Facebook or YouTube. I would love to have you come join our Facebook group called Streaming Idiots. We would love to have you like our Eastern Shore Broadcasting Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this video with everybody you know that could possibly be helped by it. Yeah, we get that. We'd like you to do all those things. We'd also like you to come to the Streaming Idiots NAB meetup, 2019 on April 9th, Tuesday night at NAB, and we'll do that too. But we're gonna have the drawing in the post show in just a minute when we close out this show. Be sure and tune in every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Now we're coming up to that point in the year where we're about to go into daylight savings time. I'm not sure when it is. I think it's next month in March sometime. When that happens, I think British summertime time is that we don't sync. I think we're a week off. So if you're on British summertime time at some point, check and make sure the states haven't gone into into daylight savings time yet, because that can mess you up on your timing. We don't want you to miss the show. However, if you come in late and you're watching on YouTube, you can do the DVR function and you can run it back to the beginning. And then watch it double speed. That's right. It's hilarious. I like to watch the vMix Fun Time live show double speed sometimes if I miss it and I can, or if I have to leave the room and I pause, I watch it double speed so I can catch up to live time and have the chat at the same time. All right, so we're going to close out the show. We're going to have the post show for you in just a second. We're going to give away a vMix update to your vMix license, $60 value. And you be thinking now, I want you to guess. Don't write it down yet. I mean, you can write it down, but don't put it in chat. You have to be in the YouTube chat at easternshorebroadcasting.com. Watch live. You have to be in the YouTube chat. That's the only way you're going to qualify to win this license. You have to come up with a number, a digit, no decimal points, whole numbers only, a digit between 1 and 100, including 1 and including 100. Those are in the offering. And I've already written that down right here on this pad, and I'll show you the pad, not now, but in a minute, to prove to you that I have that number. So be thinking about what number would Tom think of that would have meaning in your life. Anyway, that's too silly. Thank you for watching. Hang out for a minute and we'll be back with the post show. It will be worth your wait, and we're going to do this lovely outro and intro courtesy of Martin Kay at Zen Video in Manchester, England, who also, if you're on that continent, you can get your Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus device from him. I don't know if he'll honor the code PC vMix, but he just might. So, see you in a minute. Okay, and we are back. Oh, and the numbers are rolling in. Holy cow. Now, if two of you guess the same number, you can either guess a different number or I can draw names out of a hat. If you win, of course. And I've already written the number down right here. All right, so anybody have any questions about, about the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus now that I'm looking at chat? And thank you to whomever it was that said, hey, Tom, get that thing out of an extension cord and plug it next time directly there. All right. Jeff Moore's got, already lost his equipment to lightning. Sorry about that. That's a bummer. John Lynn says, actually, your 100 megabit per second PoE switch will work for all your NDI-HS cameras. That's true, but it wouldn't have worked for today. That's the thing. But you're right. But I generally don't use PoE here in the studio. Just one of those things. Let's see. Clint says, appreciate the unboxing. Works and all. Enjoy seeing how your mind works. Well, comforted finding to make the same mistakes I do. Well, that's the thing. The troubleshooting is really the name of the game, no matter what you're doing. Ted says it's a minimum advertised price. Thank you, Ted. It's not a manufacturer's advertised price. It's minimum. You're right about that. But the fact of the matter is, the map, Ed says $9.95, but I think it's $9.99, but we'll double check. Okay, so we've got some guesses here. Flubidust is 67, Drumline Media is 47, John Thompson is 12. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this earlier, and you can change your number if you want to, but if your number goes over the number I want, let's say the number that I guess is 43 and you guess 44 and nobody else guesses anywhere close to that, the next person below 43 would be the one to get it. So sorry about that. All right, so John Thompson 12, NWBC 35, New Hope Baptist 22, Dan 22. Video call-in show is, where are we going? Did we lose it? Video call-in show 43. Oh, there's a 43. John Lynn 64. Addison says, guess y'all missed him saying don't say it yet. That's great. Oh, Al Bunt's here. 10, 55, 22. So we got three people with 22. 68, 78, 74, 52, 24, 70. And by the way, you can just guess once. Dave Edwards, 73. Ty guesses 22. Jim, 63. Chris, 99. Oh, that's a sneaky guess right there. Daniel says 40. Kenny says 16. Ray says 74. How many guesses are we allowed? One. I'll take your last one, whatever it was. Addison, Bruce says 13. James is 1. That's a shrewd guess right there, too. Guaranteed not to be eliminated. Larry Weiland says 51. Video call-in show says, wait, does that mean I won or lost? Well, no, I haven't guessed a number yet. That with 43 was just an example. It just was not the one that I was really guessing. All right, Franco Films is 27, Clint's 36, Hassan is 64, 54. Marie is 22. Tom Eagle, hey, Tom Eagle, is 77. Okay, we'll give you another 30 seconds to get a number in, and then we'll make a drawing. You know what we ought to do? We ought to just draw for this Magewell device instead of drawing for the vMix update. What do you think about that? Like that would never, ever work. Christopher says 9. Video calling show said, you said 43. Well, I did say 43, but it was an example. It's not the real number. Remember, I have the real number written down on this piece of paper so that I can't change anything. And I'm going to show you, or at least attempt to show you, the paper. Let's see. Any other guesses? Any other guesses? Clock is ticking down. Paul says 42. All right. If you're watching on Facebook, you got to come on over to easternshorebroadcasting.com, right down there somewhere, and get in on it. 100. Oh yeah. So you like that idea better, that we should give away the Magewell? That would be wonderful. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. Actually, at the Streaming Idiots meetup at NAB, we're going to be giving away some stuff. And one of the sponsors that we hope to get for the Streaming Idiots meetup is going to be Magewell. So, golly gee, they might, I don't know, they might kick in something like that. Frank B's has 33. Maria's 54. Maria's guessing again. Quentin's got 37. Yana's got 88. Okay. Is not drawing on YouTube chat. Yeah, I'm drawing on the YouTube chat, not the Facebook chat. So if you're watching on Facebook, you got to come over to YouTube, because that's the numbers we're drawing for. And we have a winner so far. We have a winner so far. But I'm going to give you just another couple of seconds to get your bids in. Now, remember, if you want to buy the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus today or anytime in the next 10 days, you can get a free vMix Basic HD license or a free vMix update by using the code PCVMix at checkout at easternshorebroadcasting.com, and put both of them in your shopping cart. All right, here's the last guess. Oh, no, there's another one. Otis is here. Rion is here. All right, good deal. Otis has got 57. Alan Bunt's got 25. Rion's got 18. Drumline Media says, Tom, give it away and just say you made a mistake. Jim Moline is guessing his age. Let's see. All right, here we go. John Lynn says, Tom, give me a moment. Oh, yeah, there we go. The Simple Guy says 13. All right, so we are going to go back through the numbers here and see if I can find a number that looks like the number I have written down right here. And we have two winners. We have two winners. The number is 14. So the winners are the Simple Guy at 13 and Bruce Ferguson at 13. And I tell you what, we'll give away a vMix update to both of you. So here's the deal. Send me an email, tom@easternshorebroadcasting.com, that says, Tom, I won. This is my number. And send me your vMix license key, because I have to have your license key in order to do the update. And I'll do the update and then send you an email to let you know that the update has been done. So the Simple Guy and Bruce Ferguson, congratulations. Well done. You're a good guesser. And New Hope Baptist says 13. Well, you might have been just a little bit late, but that's okay. That's all right. Not a problem. We thank you for participating at whatever level you deem appropriate. There you go. All right. Just kidding, they're saying. All right. So, questions about the Magewell, things that, let's see if we can't pull up the Magewell interface. And it's got an IP address, and I wonder if the IP address somehow is available to us. I haven't read the directions on this thing, but I'm thinking, is there a way for me to check and see what devices have assigned IP addresses on my system? Jan, you got an answer for that one? I probably could pull up the manual and find out. Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus. Oh, you're welcome, Bruce. My pleasure. Glad to have you updated. Congrats to the winners, absolutely. Why did I choose 14? Jim, it just came to me just in a dream. All right, let's see. Documents. Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus user manual. That sounds like a good possibility there. All right, John Thompson says command prompt ARP-A. All right. DV Broadcast says go to File Explorer window, look at network, and see there, double click it. Well, that sounds pretty easy. Let's just see what we can find with that. Network Pro Convert, there it is. View device web page. Well, shoot, that couldn't be easier. Let me put this stuff where you guys can see it. Hang on. All right. There we go. So we got that. And we got this. And there it is. It shows up right there. I'm going to right click, view device web page. There it comes right there. Drag that one in so you can see it. And the sign in is admin. I'm going to give you the secret codes here. And the password is admin. And it's going to say incorrect account or password. Oh, that's too funny. All right, let's try again. Maybe I think I have my caps lock on. No, I don't. Let's try again. ADMIN. Sign in. Nope. Incorrect password. All right, let's go to the owner's manual and see where the password is. Rebooting, resetting, system, accessing the web UI. Let's go there. And using window. Oh, it even tells you how to find that stuff. There you go. That's cool. Okay. And connecting the device. Oh, that's the solution using using the USB cable. Okay. Using Studio Monitor, you can get it. All right, that's good. Signing in. Oh, it's a capital A admin. All right. Well, let's go back there and let's try capital A DMIN. And I guess maybe it wants a capital A there too. There we go. All right, and we'll save that. And let's just go full screen with this. I'll tell you what, let's do one thing as a favor to you, is I'm going to go into the desktop capture here and sharpen it. There we go. And we'll go max screen here. So admin with a capital A is the login and the password. So you can see the input is coming out at 4K 30 no output, no Visca. CPU is, I don't know, is that my CPU or the CPU for the machine? That's the CPU for the machine. Okay, the device. Memory, core temperature, board index, uptime, 30 minutes, SD card, nope, fan speed, so the fan's running. Ethernet's 1 gig, and there's the address, .76, sending between 150 and 185, receiving 1 to 2 megabits. And it tells about the USB connection, which is not doing anything. And here's the NDI off. All right, so the tally light preview is off, program is off. I wonder if we went active with that camera, would that change the tally light? Let me slide this out of the way for just a second. We'll pull that camera up, and you'll see the camera, and I can see right here that the preview light is on. Doggone it, I got to go see this. Sit tight. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Wish I had a longer cable. Yep, that tally light's on. Sure enough. Well, that was really hard to configure, wasn't it? So that worked, and if I go live with it, of course, you won't be able to see that, but now the preview is on, and the preview is on the device. How about that? That's pretty cool. All right, let's go back here, and there's no audio because we don't have any audio hooked up to that cam. And it looks like we can turn the NDI off and on. And that's the dashboard. There's also the video status, the signal, the video page where we can adjust some parts. Looks like we've got brightness, contrast, saturation, and hue, deinterlacing, and mirror. And then we've got outputs where we can change the output resolution and the frame rate. That's interesting. You can change the frame rate half, 1/3, or 1/4, and you can change the resolution all the way down to custom, or their lowest here is 640 by 360. So that's nice that you can scale it there. Color format, and whatever that is, quantization, interesting. All right, and then we'll look at the EDID tables, and then there's NDI settings. We can assign it a group, a source. We've got PTZ control and web control. What? Wait, huh? We've got NDI PTZ control? Oh my. Well, we might have to test this with a PTZ camera. I'm delighted to see that they've got that as a possibility. We've got web control, PTZ, protocol, Visca or none. We'll have to play with this a little bit and be able to figure it out. Yep, there we go. Okay, well, that's it then. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. John Thompson says, yes, the CPU is the Magewell CPU. And what's the fan noise at 3K? Well, let's see. Walking over there. I have to get my ear about 3 inches away from the fan to be able to hear it. I don't think fan noise is going to be a deal. 3 inches away from the ear to hear the fan, and then even then it's just a little whir, Jan says, Tom, I have some software on a USB stick that will find your USBs. We'll also find your passwords, credit cards. Tell me about it for free. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. Have you tried turning it off and on again? No. Yes, there is a cheaper HD only version. That's correct. All right. Tom Willis has guessed a gazillion. All right, so I think I'm up to date here. Was that my good ear or bad ear? Actually, I did use my good ear. Yeah. So there we go. So very interesting. Good stuff. This is going to be the right tool for the job for some people. It's going to be the right tool for the job because here's the deal. Because you can run one cable from your control area to your camera area and have that give you signal, tally lights, supposedly PTZ control, and you'll have to power the camera there at that location. But, you know, at that point, you're just plugging it in the wall, but you're running one cable, one Ethernet cable that's giving you all that stuff. 300 for the HD version? We can look that up. That should be pretty easy. I think there's a version that is Pro Convert HDMI 4K. Let's see. No, that's the 4K Plus. Okay. So we'll see what the one is without the 4K and without the 4K Plus. Pro Convert HDMI Plus is $500, $499. So that's interesting because that's that's I think the same price as the Bird Dog Mini. So there we are. All right, so 500 for the HD version and 1,000 for the 4K version. Could you try pronouncing my name, by the way? Hello from Slovakia. I wouldn't have a clue. I would say officially Canal STB. There we go. All right, and DV Broadcast says more like $400 for the HD TX version, which will be the cheapest ones as far as I know. I use it because I don't believe you can multi-record using an NDI source yet in vMix, with vMix. I believe you can. Let's see. In the vMix multi-quarter, we'll just go into the multi-quarter and see. Yeah, let me show you. So we'll just come back to this page. Multi-quarter's down here in the bottom, and pop up a window that shows all the camera sources I have, including the NDI desktop cam, the NDI PTZ, and the NDI Pro Convert, which is the one that we're using right now. So we can take off one of those others and put that one on the list. And so that's a change to vMix 22 that also allows vMix call inputs to be included as part of your multi-quarter device. So there you go. So multi-quarter NDI is a thumbs up. Multi-quarter NDI. So we're talking about the whole concept now, which Magewell really did a great job with, of the USB dongle, HDMI or SDI, into the PC, over USB with no device drivers needed. That was a great concept. You know, $300 and $350 depending on which version you got. So the next step for them was to get on the NDI bandwagon, not the NDI HX bandwagon now. This is not like the new tech NDI Spark, which is HX, but more like the Bird Dog Studio and the Bird Dog Mini, which is true NDI. And they've got a $1,000 one that will do 4K, so they've leapfrogged Bird Dog in that sense. And then they've got a $500 one that will do HD, again, full HD, full NDI. So there you go. Jan says, well, at $500 for the HD version, you might as well pay extra to get the built-in tally and PoE in the Bird Dog Mini. I don't know about the HD version, whether it's PoE and built-in tally. That's a good question. We'll have to take a look at that one. Yep. Video call-in show says, wow, surely that's a vMix 22 update. Yes, it is. And if your license is newer than January 1st, 2018, you can update for free. If not, you can update at easternshorebroadcasting.com. My gift to you is 10% off with the code GIFT at checkout. When you don't forget to send me your license. All right, DV2 Broadcast says TX versions don't have pass-through, are in a different case, otherwise very similar. Magewell had samples, HDMI and SDI, at ISE earlier this year. Okay. Well, there you go. Bruce says that the Magewell 1080 has PoE. Very good. Good to know. Yeah, let's just pull that up and see. This is the Pro Convert. And it has pass-through. It has tally lights. So the Pro Convert for $500 appears to be the same exact thing. It just doesn't do 4K. It's got the same dial on the side. It's got all the same stuff. So here's a good use case. Let's talk about 4K in the regions of interest dimension and say that this might be a great place if we want to put a 4K camera like the Ada ultra high definition UHD 100 that we're using here in the studio, which is HDMI out, and a little short HDMI cable into the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus. We wouldn't be using the PTZ function because it's not a PTZ, but we could certainly use the tally light function. We could use region of interest, so we could slim that down and take in vMix a zoom of 2 to make 1080p, and then change that around however we wanted to. And with vMix's new virtual PTZ control, we could set that up as a PTZ with an inexpensive USB joystick. And then, or we could do it as a vMix factor zoom of 3, which would give us 720 images. So there's some lots of possibilities there. And DV2 Broadcast said all the Magewell Pro Convert units are PoE and will have both internal and external tally lights. Well, there you go. So functionally they're the same, with the exception of the resolution. That's going to be the difference. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. So, what did we learn today? that we didn't already know? Al says he'll catch the recording later on. Take care, Al. Al was one of my very first guests on one of my very first episodes of that VidBlaster guy back in the summer of 2012. Thank you, Al. Al's been a good friend. And we're sorry to see him go, but he's only leaving the show. He's not going anywhere permanently. All right. Ed Horn guesses 24. Well, Ed, you need to speed up your video just a little bit. We're already past that point in the show. I'm just teasing you. Just teasing. All right. Well, I think we got everything accomplished here. We gave away. Oh, don't forget, if you're interested in, what was it here, in this guy, I've got 2 of those available. The Marshall CV502. It's SDI output. It also has composite output for whatever that's worth. But it's a great little camera. Lots of people like them. And you can pick one up for $375. You can pick. I'll even make you a deal on 2 of them. Send me an email if you want both of them. So there you go. And let's see. Bruce just said, I brought the 4K unit from your store, but on further thought, I'd like to get 2 1080s. Not a problem. I don't think we have the 1080s in our store, but we can have them there in a matter of moments. So there you go. The Simple Guy said, and he stayed with you for so long. What a good friend. I'm not sure if that's a compliment of Al or a criticism of me. Bruce says, very happy to try the full NDI and get a couple of our older cameras into NDI. There you go. It really does bring an older camera that has good glass, and it brings it right back into the network. And, you know, if you can get power to the camera, you can now have an NDI camera and 1 cable. Yeah, I just love the PoE. I think PoE is just so cool. And not just the PoE function, but the NWBC, great unboxing. Thank you, Tom. It was a lot of fun. I don't do unboxings very often because obviously I'm very poor at them, but they're fun. But I love the whole concept of 1 cable, you know, like one ring to rule them all, 1 cable to rule them all. That's transporting video, it's transporting power, it's transporting control in a PoE, it's doing tally lights. You know, just wow, one camera. I mean, 1 cable. That's the trick. And I honestly think that vMix is the glue that holds it all together. I mean, yes, you can go out and get a TriCaster for 20 grand or whatever, or some of these other machines, but your box or my box, because we didn't even talk about my boxes today, and vMix will just unlock the world. Anyway, April 9th, NAB. Central Hall, PTZ Optics booth. You probably will need a special pass to stay after hours or to get in after hours. You will probably need an NAB pass to get in if you're not coming to the conference. So get your NAB pass. Where was that? That was here. That's your NAB passes for sure. And write those down because they're in the way of my face. And just scroll back or watch the video later and you pick it up. And then there'll be some special passes that will let you in after hours, and we'll make sure you know where to go pick those up. By the way, if you think about it, go to the Streaming Idiots Facebook page. If you're not already a member of the Streaming Idiots group, join the group. Come in and RSVP for the event. I think it's on the Eastern Shore Broadcasting page of Facebook, Eastern Shore Broadcasting. But it's just like, you know, facebook.com and look for Eastern Shore Broadcasting. and RSVP so we can have a number, or at least try to get a number to plan for, because we want to have refreshments and hors d'oeuvres and just, really great people. I mean, that's going to be the fun part, is that everybody gets to meet everybody. I think that's just the greatest part. The simple guy said, I'm still looking for an HD capture card, not Blackmagic, not even 4K, just simple HD, 2 or more inputs, cheap, cheap, cheap. I get it. SDI only. Yep. It's going to have to be inexpensive. HJB Productions, LLC, south of the river in New Jersey. Welcome. Glad to have you. It's the tail end of the show here. Whistler TV says, for 100% wow, I miss intercom like Bird Dog announced. Has it happened yet? Yeah. NWBC, one cable, one man, one great show. You're very kind. Bruce Ferguson says, we run one cable to our PTZ optic and it provides PoE and PTZ. Absolutely. Absolutely. There you go. That's the way to do it. And if you're doing NDI, all the more power to it. Let's see. Oh, Fluby Dust has got something for you, simple guy. There you go. Rion says, hey, Tom, is NDI lighter on your system? By that, I mean, if normally a PC can run 2 cameras from USB capture cards, how many NDI streams can that PC work? Well, we're talking apples and grapefruits, not even oranges. And it's all about bandwidth, I think. NDI and video coming in through USB are both using CPU. To my knowledge, they're not using a great amount of GPU, which is what vMix likes to use. The bandwidth on an HD camera coming in full NDI is going to be between 100 and 120 megabits per second. So if you've got a 100 meg network, you're toast, you're done right there. If you've got a gig network, you're looking at reasonably 7 sources like that, but you're not talking about 7, you're just talking about 2. So if you've got a gigabit network, it's not a big deal. A PC running USB capture cards, how much? I'm sure the bandwidth is going to be a lot less, like maybe 10. That would be an interesting test to make. It would be an interesting test to make. Yep. Simple Guy said a used card is welcome. Tom, do you have any? Osprey had a nice one. Did not find one on eBay. Yeah, the last Osprey card I had was standard definition, and Al Bunt bought it. So I don't have any suggestions for you. I mean, I think there may be some Chinese knockoffs out there that may be available inexpensively, but so far as HD and SDI and 2 or more inputs, I think you're going to find Blackmagic is the answer. I put Blackmagic cards in lots of PCs. I use them here. Yeah, there are times when you can have a little hiccup, but I've only had one actually go bad in probably, 100 that I've used over the years. And I'm not even sure that it was bad. It may have just been operator error on my part. Sent it back to Blackmagic and they flashed it and sent it back, and it's worked fine. All right, let's see. Well, guys, I need to go check my email and see if I've got an email from Bruce and Anderson with their licenses. And we need to put some Magewell Pro Convert HDMI pluses in our store. And Bruce, if you do really want 2 of the Magewell Pro Convert, HDMI pluses, I will make the giveaway of the vMix Basic HD for that as well, or can give you a second vMix update if you like. So that's your call. All right, guys. Well, that concludes our broadcast for the day. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. If you have any questions about today's broadcast, shoot me an email. Remember to put April 9th on your calendar if you're going to be at NAB. And let's see. Whistler says there's a reason I used announce to connect it to BirdDog. Yeah, indeed. BirdDog was the one that announced the BirdDog Studio device and took pre-orders on it almost 2 years before. Video calling show, good show. Tom, thanks. Thank you. It's my pleasure. It's exciting for me to bring you guys that this week. So I will see you guys next week. Oh, and if you're in Atlanta on, what's the date? On March 30th, I'm going to be in Atlanta that week doing a gig for Gerald. And if you're in Atlanta March 30th and want to come hang out, I'm going to be at the Airport Hilton. And I'll be in the lobby or the lounge or somewhere. And I'd love to meet you, greet you. I think there are going to be a few of us, maybe more. We'll see that. Anderson says, repeat that, Tom. Basic HD. Yeah, if you buy the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI 4K Plus, I'll throw in a vMix Basic HD license. If you buy 2 of the Magewell Pro Convert HDMI Pluses, not the 4K edition, I'll throw in a vMix Basic HD license. That was the deal. Yeah, there you go. All right, folks. We're going to let the stream run out so it doesn't cut you right off. But otherwise, we'll see you next week. Behave, be good, have fun, make friends, play nice.